Jessica Jones Season 2 just dropped on Netflix, and we're going to hop right into it. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you can catch new videos every week. Also, you can follow me over on Instagram and Twitter at 2CoolReviews, where you can get updates on all my future videos. You get a lot of the cast from Season 1 back in this season. Jessica Jones is still drinking and avoiding the social life, aside from banging random dudes in bathrooms and bars. So with the way things ended in Season 1, they chose to go in a different direction this season. So this season, they're focusing on IGH, the company that experimented on Jessica when she was in that car accident. And they play around with the idea of introducing other people who were experimented on and who also got powers from the experiment, and one of those individuals is actually hunting down and killing anyone who's a threat or trying to expose, any other company secrets, and that's where Jessica and Trish and all the others come into play. Going off what I saw in the trailer, I was pretty interested in seeing what they were trying to do this season, and I thought the concept of introducing other people who were experimented on and who had similar experiences to Jessica, I thought that was a really cool idea, but it wasn't really well executed in this season, and it was a bit of a letdown. And the fact that you don't have an overarching villain throughout the season, that really kind of brought things down a bit too, because you really miss Kilgrave's presence from Season 1, and it's noticeable that you're not going to get the same performance or a level of entertainment that you got from David Tennant's Kilgrave. I honestly found it kind of hard to get invested in this season. Majority of the things they had going on throughout the season, I really just didn't care about or found it annoying. When Jessica was initially investigating IGH and looking into the company's history and things like that, that was interesting, but a lot of the other stuff that comes after that, it just really wasn't well done, and I ultimately found it underwhelming and disappointing and honestly boring. It was a bit of a struggle to really get through this whole season. I don't want to spoil too much, so I won't go into detail about a lot of the things that I really didn't like here, but there's a character who's introduced early in the season as a potential client for her, and that's what pretty much spearheads her interest in investigating IGH, and I felt like that kind of shifted the tone of the show. Those segments with that character, they pretty much felt like something from like Sky High or ABC, superhero show, and felt kind of out of place, and it just kind of had a wacky vibe to it that I really didn't feel fit the vibe of the show. And on top of that, they really just spent a lot of time on redundant themes and making past characters more annoying than they were in the past season. I did a review for Jessica Jones Season 1, and in my review I talked about how I didn't like the character of Simpson in Season 1. I felt like he was a bit of a distraction from the main plot and Jessica and Tennant's relationship, and I felt there was an unnecessary amount of attention given to his character. And in this season, I actually thought he was pretty interesting, and he doesn't get nearly as much screen time this season, so I felt like it was a bit of a waste to bring him back. And it seems like Trish actually takes his character's place in this season because she's annoying and she detracts from the main plot, and she's given way too much time and attention in this season, and she ultimately was the worst part of this season for me. I thought she was extremely annoying. She's manipulative by the end, and ultimately I was hoping that, she probably would have got killed off just so we don't have to suffer through this kind of stuff going forward, but she's Jessica's best friend, so of course, and I believe, they have bigger plans for the character based on things from her character from the comic books that they want to do, so I honestly didn't think she would die, but, I was kind of hoping. Kristen Ritter does a great job as Jessica Jones again this season, but ultimately, I just felt like they didn't really have anything interesting for her to do. A lot of the things she's focusing on is just kind of redundant, plots that really can't go anywhere, and you as a viewer know they are not ultimately going to go in the direction that they're suggesting, so it ultimately just feels like a waste of time, and by the end of the season, she's no different than she was at the beginning of the season. She's still sad and drinks and wants to be alone and walks around stalking people and, taking pictures for her private investigation job. Honestly, the only characters that didn't annoy me in this season were Hogarth and Malcolm, and I liked where they ended up by the end of the season, and I'm interested to see where they go in the future, but aside from that, everything else was pretty much a disappointment. Like I said, I won't spoil anything, but there was one highlight of the season, and I really enjoyed that, but it really is kind of a double-edged sword because it's entertaining, but it also serves to only show you what you're missing and what you ultimately didn't get this season. So it was a bit of a gift and a curse, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Ultimately, Season 2 of Jessica Jones was really a disappointment, and I really wasn't expecting that going in. Like, I really enjoyed Season 1. I thought Kilgrave and Jessica had great chemistry and the story that was very entertaining and compelling. But here you just don't get that same level of entertainment, and the chemistry between the hero and the villain just isn't there. And ultimately it was a major letdown for me. So I'm gonna have to give Jessica Jones season 2 a 5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments of Jessica Jones season 2. Did you like it, and do you prefer season 2 or season 1? I personally enjoy season 1 more, but let me know what you guys thought down below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more videos every week, and I've got a lot of new content coming out and I can't wait to show you guys, so stay tuned for that and make sure you click the bell so you can get notifications on all my future videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.